everyone, welcome to Crafty Yarn Owl with Darla. Let's talk about the yarn that I used for each of the tops. They're all the same exact design, except I did put a border on the top that I made, that I show you how to make in the tutorial, which is the same as the other two tops. All right, so the first one here I used, it was either Mandala or Papatia, which are the same yarn. They just have different names. Papatia were gifted to me by some lovely ladies in the UK. All right, so it was scrap yarn that I used. I had left over from something else I had made. So let's take a look at what the Mandala, Lion Brand Mandala, Wood Nymph is the colorway. It's a 3-weight yarn, 150 grams, 590 yards, 100% acrylic. Suggested hook size is a 5mm, and I think I did use a 5mm for this. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. But the same stats are on the Papatia cake, which are, you know, they're the same. And let me just see what colorway they call this. Color 201. I'm not sure where you buy this one from, as they were gifted to me. But I'll put a picture right in here somewhere that shows what I had left was scrap yarn that I put into a cake. I separate all the colors, put into a cake. And I'm not sure how much was in that cake. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, on to the next one. This is the next one that I made. And this one, I put the little border around the bottom like I did in the tutorial, which you'll see soon. That's the little border. And this one, I used the rainbow bamboo, 60% bamboo, 40% cotton. This is from Hobie. It's a fine 2. There are 100 grams, 274 yards. And this colorway is, it's color 09. It's a darkish blue. I used 2 and then part of a 3rd. This is what I had left from the 3rd one. The hooks I used, I started off with, let's see, the recommended hook on here, recommended hook is a 3mm. I started with a 4mm at the very top, and once I got past the girls, I switched to a 4.5, and then a 5, and then a 5.5. Now the reason I did that is to give it a little bit of a flare on the way down. Gives you a little more room for your tummy if you want that. And, oh, I can't really show it. Let's see. Okay. So it just gives it, oh, I can't even show it in the whole the camera here, but it gives it a little bit of flare on the bottom. Instead of putting increases, I just went up hook sizes. All right, so the next one. Now this is the yarn I used for the tutorial. And I give you all the multiples, so you, like I have really wide straps on mine, but you don't have to do them that big. I give you all the multiples. You make it the way you want. Use your creativity. And I made the border. I show you how to do that in the video. So the yarn I used for this one is Caron Cotton Funnel Cakes. Now these are medium 4. They're 100% cotton. 250 grams in here, 425 yards. Recommended hook is a 5mm, and I actually used a 6mm all the way through the pattern. Let's see. And the color is Rose Petal. And it's got these really nice different shades of pink, and there's gray in there. And I absolutely love how the design, or how the colorway worked up with this stitch. So I used an entire cake, and then this was the entire cake I used, and then this one I just, like you could see, there's so much more there. I only got into it just a tiny bit. All right, so let's get started on the tutorial. We're going to make a chain that's in multiples of 4. This chain needs to fit around your girls and then around your back, all the way around. We're going to be working in the round, and make sure it's a little loose because you don't want it to be too tight. And let's get started. So multiples of 4. I'll be right back to tell you how many chains I did. I made 100 chains. Okay, so that's going to be loose. But sometimes when you start crocheting, your crochet starts to tighten up, so I've made it bigger than I actually need it. We're going to make sure our chain is straight, and we're going to hook the ends together like that. And then we are going to chain 1, and we're going to do single crochets all the way around, starting in that very first stitch. So you will have the same amount of single crochets as you did chains. Okay, so I'll have 100 single crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this round. Now at the end of your single crochet row, you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, not that chain 1 we did, but the single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do, well, I'm going to do a couple more rows of single crochets. All right, single crochet in that first one, and single crochet in every single crochet all the way around. So I'm going to do a total of, I'm going to do a total of 3 rows. Yeah, I'm going to do a total of 3 rows of single crochets all together, and I'll meet you at the end of that third one. Okay, I have my 3 rows of single crochets done. So I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet I made to finish off the round. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to make a double crochet right into that same spot, and then we're going to chain 2, and then make 2 more double crochets in that same spot. Okay, that's what it looks like. And then we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, go in the next one with the same thing. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. All right, and we're going to do this for this whole round. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, go in the next stitch with 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. Okay, then skip 3, 1, 2, 3. Go in your next stitch with 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets. Okay, so this is what this row is going to look like. Continue doing that, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. We're at the end of the fan, I guess they're fans. We're at the end of that first row. Now you should have 1, 2, 3 stitches left. Just go right past those and slip stitch into the top of that that chain 3 there. And then we're going to slip stitch into the double crochet beside it, and then we're going to slip stitch right into that chain 2 space. So you'll be slip stitching 3 times to get to that chain 2 space, and then we're going to make those fans. So chain 3, make a double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into that space. So this is our repeat row. This is what you're going to be doing in each row until the bottom of your top. So let's go to the next chain 2 space right here. Put 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in that chain 2 space. So it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets. I think this stitch works up fairly quickly even when you use thinner yarn. So it's a 4 weight. You could use a 3 weight, a 2 weight, even maybe a 1 weight. Ideas. Probably use a 1 weight. Yeah, why not? Okay. So that was 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space. Let's do one more. Chain 2 space right here. Put 2 double crochets in there. 1, 2, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets in the same space. And I will meet you at the end of this row. Now we have 2 rows of shell stitches done, so we're going to do what we did in the other row. We're going to slip stitch into that top of that chain 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into that double crochet, and then slip stitch into this chain 2 space. And then we're going to chain 3, make a double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space. And we're going to do that all the way around like we did in the last row. So you're going to continue doing that all the way till you get to the bottom. Make it the length that you desire. And I will meet you at the bottom. Okay, so I've made my top the length I want, and now we're going to put this border on. It's similar to another one that I've done, another stitch that I've done, but this is kind of a variant. But I thought it worked. I thought it was cute. So if you want to put this border on the bottom, go ahead, or you could actually leave your top like this. I mean, it's almost like a built-in border already. All right, so I'll show you how I did that border. All right, so I'm at the last, I did the last shell stitch here. So I'm going to slip stitch just into that first chain 3. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to do a front post double crochet around that first double crochet there. So a front post. So you go in the back of the post, pull your yarn back there, and just finish off with a regular double crochet. And then we're going to do that on the next double crochet. So wrap your yarn, go behind this, which is called a post. Grab your yarn, pull behind, pull up, and just finish doing a double crochet. All right, so now in this chain 2 space, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, and straighten out my yarn, and then I'm going to just chain 1, and then I'm going to go back in and make 2 more double crochets in that chain 2 space. Okay, now we have our other 2 double crochets of this fan stitch, so we're going to do a front post double crochet around each of those as well. Okay, there's one there, and then do one around the next double crochet. Okay, so that's what we have right there. Front post double crochet around that first double crochet, front post double crochet around the next one, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, and then a front post double crochet around the next double crochet, and a front post double crochet around the next double crochet. So let's do the next one. So I'm going to go right into it and make a front post double crochet around that first double crochet. Go the next double crochet, do the same thing. And in that chain 2 space right here, we're going to make 2 double crochets. 1, 2, or chain 1, and then 2 double crochets. And then we'll go to the first double crochet here, put a front post double crochet around it, and then go the second double crochet and do a front post double crochet around it. Okay, so that would be your trim or border around the bottom, if you like it. See, it's more fuller than leaving it like this, but leaving it like this is perfectly good too. It looks nice. So it's up to you. It's your top. Make it how you like. Okay, so we'll go to the next one, a front post double crochet. And by front post, that means it's just pushing the post out to the front of your project. So go to the next one, front post double crochet. Go in that chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets. A chain 1, and 2 double crochets. And then a front post double crochet around the next double crochet, and a front post double crochet around the next double crochet. That's what we're going to do, if you want, all the way around this bottom of your top. And I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm at the end of the border, so now what I'm going to do to close it off is just put a slip stitch into the top of that. Where am I at? To the top of that first front post double crochet there. Just slip stitch right into that, and chain 1, and you're done. You're done your border. So now we are going to go to the straps. Cut this off and then we'll sew that in later. Or you want to sew in your ends as you go along. I always usually wait to the very last minute, like the very last when I'm done. Oh my goodness. When I'm done my whole project, then I sew in the ends. Okay, so that is the border. Okay, let's go to the straps. Okay, before we do the straps, I'm actually going to do a single crochet row around the top where our chain was, or is. So, yeah, just to tidy it up. So yeah, put your hook in the chain. Put a slip knot on your hook, pull it through. Chain 1. And then go back in that same spot and make a single crochet. Okay, and then put a single crochet all the way around. You can go over your tail from where you where you started the chain. Yeah, just, if you want, go right over your top of that tail or sew it in later. But if you go over top of it, it saves you from sewing it in later. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around the top. So at the end of that single crochet row, just slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet you made, which is somewhere. Oh dear. I don't know if it's over that far. But we did that chain 1 and then the single crochet. So don't do it in the chain 1, but do it in the single crochet. Okay, I think I have the right spot. And cut your yarn, and then we'll just sew it in later on. Okay, now for the straps. Okay, set this aside for now. Okay, so for the straps, I was actually starting to make one, and I know that when we get to the other end, like this is the start of it, we get to the other end, we have to calculate so that we have the same number of stitches as we had here. And so I've marked this one because you are going to have to maybe skip a stitch or two, but we'll go through all that when we get there. So, sorry, I'm saying I'm going to measure this. This is a wide strap that I've made. You do not have to make it this wide because I am going to give you the multiples. So my strap is about 4¼ wide. That's pretty wide. That's how I made it. And the strap is going to be 10 inches or maybe longer, 10.5 maybe. Yeah, but make yours, of course, make yours a length. It's going to go over your shoulder and, you know, connect properly so it, you know, fits, obviously. Okay, so let's start with the second strap. Get some, okay. Oop, that's my ball there. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is make a chain that's in multiples of 4 plus 2. So I'm going to chain 12 plus 2. Now you can, that's just my coffee maker if you're wondering. It's not in your house, it's in my house. All right, multiples of 4 plus 2, my chain is going to be 12 plus 2. So you can make yours 8 plus 2 if you want it more narrow, as long as it's multiples of 4 plus 2. So let's see, so I chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, I have my 14 chains made. So now we're going to make a single crochet row. Go in the second chain from the hook. That's the first one. That's the second one. Go in the second one. We're going to make single crochets all across this row right to the end of the chain. And then we're going to make another 3 single crochet rows. So you'll have a total of 4 rows of single crochets. And because I made my chain 12 plus 2, I'm going to have 13 single crochets. If you made yours 8 plus 2, you will have 9 single crochets. Just take your total number of chains and minus 1. So my total number of chains was 14, so I'm going to have 13 single crochets. All right, so let's count them to make sure. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, then now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn, and we're going to do our next row of single crochets. Go right into that first stitch right there. So continue doing that for a total of 4 rows of single crochets. Now I have 4 rows of single crochets made. We're going to chain 3, turn our work around, and then we are going to, that's going to count as a double crochet. We're going to skip the next stitch and then go in the next one with 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. crochets. Okay, it's the same stitch that we used in the body of the tank top. Okay, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And then we're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Go in the next one with the same thing. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, so now we have two of these fans made. And then we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go in the next one with 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, so now we have 3. Okay, now we have 2 stitches left. We're going to skip the next one and then the one after right on the end. We're going to make a double crochet in there. Okay, my yarn is acting up. All right, now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work around, and now we're going to work into those chain 2 spaces. Okay, so, and making the same thing, a fan. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, and then we go to the next one. This is our repeat row for a little bit. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. My yarn snuck up. Okay, we'll make one more fan in the next chain 2 space. So that was 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets. And then a double crochet in the top of that chain 3 from the previous round. Double crochet. All right. And then chain 3 and continue on making your fans. Let's see, how many did I make? How many rows? Let's see. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows of fans. So when I'm done that, I will show you how to do the other end of the strap. I made 9 rows of the fan stitch for the straps, and this strap I made off camera and remembered to leave a long tail. The one I showed you, I forgot to leave a long tail. So I'm going to try to remember to write that on the screen when we start crocheting the strap. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to to add 4 rows of single crochets at the other end. And I had said you may have to skip some stitches to get the same stitch count as here, but I think instead we'll be putting 2 stitches together. That would be better, right? To reduce our stitch count. So let's do that. Okay. Just move that one out of the way. All right, so after you've made your fans, chain 1 and then turn your work. Put a single crochet in the first stitch. Just hang on a second. I must look at my plans over here. Where did I skip? Or where did I? Okay. So I need to have 13 stitches, 13 single crochets. So, okay, I have one in the first stitch, the second stitch, one in the third stitch, one in the chain 2 space. So that's 1, 2, 3, one in the chain 2 space, so that's 4, and then I'm going to put 2 together. Yes, 2 together. So this one and the next stitch. One, 2. Okay, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5. And then I'm going to put okay, the next 2 together, so this will be 6. One in that chain 2 space, that's 7. And then the next 2 together. So that'll be 8. And then the next 2 together. So that's 9. One in the chain 2 space, it's 10. One in each of these double crochets, that's 11. And then one in that chain 3 at the end. So that's 13. So there we go, did that one take. Awesome. All right, chain 1, turn your work, and then make 3 more single crochet rows. So a single crochet in each of those stitches. So we'll have a total of 4 single crochet rows, like we had at the other end. Okay. Almost to the end here of this second row of single crochets. Okay, that's the last one, and then we're going to chain one, turn our work, and make 2 more rows. All right, so a total of 4 rows. And I'll meet you at the end of the 4th single crochet row. Now I'm at the end of those 4 single crochet rows. So I'm going to chain 1 and leave a long tail. Oh my goodness, I tend to forget. We need that to sew the straps on, but you know, you can just cut yarn and use it. But yeah, it's just easier if you have the yarn attached already on one end. Like I mean on one end, as in one end here, you know. All right, so I'm just gonna finish off this other strap offline, and or off camera. I'll be right back. I finished my 4th row of single crochets. Now just do a chain 1 and leave a long tail for sewing. Okay, just gonna cut that off. And so the next part will be sewing the straps on. I used to lay my piece on top of a tank top that fits me well and line up the straps with the other tank top. But I find it easier if I put the item on and then pin the straps where they should go. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you that. And yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I have the top on. Now I want to put the straps, and I have the top the right side out. And now I have this strap. I want the fans. Let's see. I want the fans. Like, you don't have to do this. I want the fans to run in the same direction in this strap as well. You know what I mean? Face the same direction. So I put it upside down here, and I have the this is the back facing out, because we're going to sew along the top and then flip it over. So then you'll have the correct side out. Okay, so let's see. Since this is a wide strap, it's got to go by my neck. I'm going to just pin it right here. Then I'm going to position the other one probably off camera, because this is a little bit awkward. Oh, but I'll position the other one, and then we'll sew it, and then position the back and do the same thing. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and then we're going to do a single crochet all the way around here, and then around under the arm to tidy it off. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take this long end that I left, thread the needle, and then just sew. Try and get it under two loops on each side, just to make it more sturdy and so it doesn't stretch out. But then we're going to be doing the single crochet around, so that'll help to hold it in place. Okay, so just sew along there. I'd like to try to get to as close to the edge as possible. All right. So let's just continue doing that. Now, when I get to the end, I just make a knot in it. I don't know, do it the way you do it. And just gonna weave it in. And cut that off. Did any of you see the chocolate I had here? It's all gone now. I ate it. Okay. Take that pin out. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and do your other one like that. And I'm also going to flip this over. I'm going to count under the arms, you know, to make sure my spaces under the arms are equal, you know, same room under each arm. And then I'm gonna just sew the straps to the back. All right, and I'll see you after that's done. All right, so I've done a single crochet under the arms and then around the strap to make it tidy. So I'm gonna do this on the middle now, around the strap across the front, around the strap across the back, and around the strap. So it's, let's see, we'll just start anywhere really. Make a slip knot. Put it on your hook, pull it through. And then chain one. Okay. Chain one. And then go through that same stitch with a single crochet. Pull that there, and then, oh, that's my coffee maker. It's not in your house. I tricked myself one time watching my own video back and heard the beeping. I thought, what? I have my coffee in front of me. What is that beeping? All right, so make a single crochet in all the way, like in the front, and then when you get up to the strap, go around the strap. It's to tidy it up. It's also to make the straps more secure. And then when you get to here, just space them out when you get to the strap. Oh, come on. Just space them out so they look nice and neat. I sometimes go through like right into that. That's a side of, I guess, the single crochets. So, yeah, and then what I'll do is after I've done, you know, a few, I'll check back to make sure that without pulling it, you know, make sure that it's not rippling, because if you put too many or your stitches too close together, it'll start to ripple. All right, so do that all the way around. This is the inside of the straps. All right. We're at the end of that single crochet. And now I'm just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet I made. and then chain 1, and then I'll cut my yarn, sew it in, and you're done. You're done. So there's pictures at the beginning of the video, and there'll be some at the end as well to show you what it looks like. And I have another tutorial in the works for another tank top, and there's going to be more tutorials, of course. I love designing. I love doing tutorials for you guys. They're always free. Yeah, so if you would like to subscribe, I don't have this laid out correctly, but if you'd like to subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. That way you can turn on the bell to get notified every time I put up more tutorials or yarn content. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.